Spring is in the air and opening day just 3 short weeks away. The Rockies, they've been hard at work down in the desert since February. And today, it's your chance to get a look at your 2016 Rockies on TV. Get excited because baseball's back. Spring training baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by CenturyLink. It's a beautiful day in Peoria, Arizona, home of the Seattle Mariners. That's who the Rockies will play today as we welcome you to our Root Sports studio. Hello, everyone. Jenny Kavnar with Corey Sullivan, our baseball analyst. And Corey, we've been outside. It's been so beautiful in Denver. I am ready to get a Rockies fix today. Yeah, and they're going to get a look at really what spring training is all about, which is that mix of new guys and younger guys. They're going to get to see guys that are up and coming like Raimel Tapia, Trevor Story, as well as new guys like Ryan Rayburn and Jason Mott. And, you know, that's what spring training is all about, getting to know new faces. It should be fun today. Time now for our CenturyLink What's Next? It's Felix Hernandez, the King, making his 2016 spring debut for the Mariners. And Tyler Chatwood will be opposing him for the Rockies. It's Chatwood's third appearance of spring training so far, and it has been a long road to recovery for him. If we look back on April 29, 2014, that was the last time we saw Tyler Chatwood pitch in a regular season Major League Baseball game. He left the game in the 6th inning and eventually led to Tommy John surgery for the second time in his career. And Corey, this is an injury that you've been through. It's hard enough to bounce back from Tommy John once, nevertheless to do it twice. And I think for Tyler this time around, it's that mental grind of knowing exactly what you got to do to get back. Absolutely. We saw in August last year, he was anxious to go on a rehab assignment then and try and make some starts in September. But I played golf with him in February down in spring training, and he was really talking about how tough it is mentally to just kind of bide that time and work on that restraint. And that all he wanted to do was kind of work on his mechanics, build arm strength, and that's what he's focused on for every start that he goes out there and makes in spring training. Well, our Jeff Houston is down to call the game today. Let's check in with him in Peoria.
The big story today is going to be Tyler Chatwood and what he's going to bring to the mound. This will be his second start, third appearance overall. Today I'm looking for him to go about 3 innings, maybe 30, 40 pitches, somewhere in that range. And it's going to be key for Tyler just to show he's healthy because he is penciled in to be one of the starters this year. And for him, it's just about being healthy, coming out of today's game, saying, hey, I'm ready to go.
Well, in addition to Tyler Chatwood, Eddie Butler also competing for a starting job. He is set to pitch after that 3rd inning. Hopefully Tyler Chatwood gets through that. Jason Mott also set to appear today. Of course, the new free agent acquisition from the offseason. You saw Scott Oberg and Miguel Castro a little bit last year. Time now to take a look at today's Southwest Rockies batting order. And leading things off will be Charlie Blackmon. He'll be playing center field today. Trevor Story will be hitting second. Of course, he's competing for an opening day job at shortstop. Raimel Tapia will be in left with Ben Paulson at first base. Ryan Rayburn will be in right field. Tom Murphy's going to be in the DH spot today. Christian Adames will be getting a start at second. He's been splitting time in the middle infield. Dustin Garneau will be catching, and Rafael Inoa will be at third base. Trevor Story is the story in this one. As we mentioned, competing for a starting job at shortstop. He's done nothing but great at the plate. 294 is his Cactus League numbers. 3 home runs for him. What else does he need to do to win this job, Corey? Really, the only thing that I would say Trevor needs to work on from going in years past is he's got a high strikeout rate. It's right around 25%, low walk rate. Otherwise, if he just continues to grow as he has offensively, I mean, last year he split time between AA and AAA. He had 70 extra base hits in 5 months of season. That's an unbelievable amount, 20 home runs. And he's also got a rare show of speed where he stole 22 bases out of 25 attempts. If he can just continue to be that kind of player, he will definitely have an opportunity to make this team. It'll just depend on, obviously, the Jose Reyes situation or whether or not the Rockies want to start that clock. Of course, Christian Adames, Rafael Inoa also mentioned in that starting shortstop role potential. They're in the lineup today, so it'll be interesting to see how these 3 push each other. Well, the biggest idea ever from Taco Bell, it's the new quesalupa, melty pepper jack cheese stuffed inside the shell, only at Taco Bell. And only on Root Sports today, you can see Cactus League action on a Purple Monday. It's the Rockies and the Mariners from the Peoria Sports Complex. From Arizona, they're coming up next.
Take on the Colorado Rockies, the first spring game for Felix Hernandez. He's off to a terrific start, an 0-2 count to Charlie Blackmon, the center fielder and leadoff man for the Rockies. Dave Sims with Mike Blowers and Jeff Houston joining us from the Rockies broadcast team. There's a chopper to first. Adam Lynn comes after it, and there's one down. Felix got that out there early, Mike, and about a minute and a half before scheduled TV time.
Probably excited. It's been a while for him, so his first outing of the spring. But it's typical for Felix. He usually wants to get things underway.
Kings Court, for you folks in Denver, we have a tradition that started a couple of years ago. When Felix pitches out in the left field corner near the foul pole is the Kings Court. You get a card, a K card, and a T-shirt. And when Felix gets 2 strikes, they all rise as one, and they're going K, K, K. So it gets pretty festive out there.
Well, the Rockies missed King Felix last year when they were in Seattle in September. I know some guys were disappointed about that, but other guys said, wait.
Here's a ball hit real well. Deep right center field. It's off the fence. That's Trevor Story. And he's going to dig for 3, and he's going to get there. Jeff, before the game, you were talking about Story, the shortstop, and a highly regarded prospect.
Well, and he's come in a situation where he knows he has a chance to maybe be the opening day shortstop, and it hasn't affected him one bit in what he's done. He's gone out there a couple days ago. He hit a home run at dead center field in Maryvale against the Brewers. Comes out today against King Felix and takes one to the right center field wall. So Trevor Story's done everything he can up to this point to say, I'm going to put my foot down for that position.
6th hit of the spring. Batting third left fielder. Mel Tapia takes a big hack at a breaking ball. Mariners infield. Taylor, Marte, Cano, and Lind with Powell, Martin, and Gutierrez in the outfield. Chris Iannetta is the catcher. Another good pitch by Felix. Mike, we've seen a lot of that. He gets in a little bit of trouble. He comes up with some really good efforts here.
Yeah, and that looked like a really good changeup from Felix. That's his go-to pitch. It's what everybody is aware of. But his changeup a little bit different than most. With Felix's fastball at 91, 93 miles an hour in that area, and his changeup will be 89, 90.
A lot of movement, too. There's another one. First strikeout for the King. 2 down here in the first. Always like to hear, we asked you earlier about what the Rockies guys are saying. When you're looking across leagues, any conversations about, I would attack him this way. I mean, it changes once you get in, obviously, but I mean, guys talk a lot.
Yeah, guys do. They'll say, oh, yeah, man, I'd love to get after that fastball and see what I could do with it. And then they miss a couple, or they'll foul one off, and then you get the big breaking pitch or the changeup, and that makes you rethink your position.
I had to chuckle a little bit with the guy saying, yeah, we wanted to see Felix stand in there. They weren't disappointed that they were going to miss him.
No, but for a competitor, you want to face the best. But at the end of the night, when you're 0 for 4, it makes it a little tougher to put your head on the...
There's a wild pitch, and scoring standing up is Story. So 1-0 for the Rockies.
You don't see that very often right behind.
No.
Yeah, 10 wild pitches last year when he gets away.
Jeff, when you were playing, did you look ahead to the series and who the pitchers were going to be and how it was set up?
Yes.
Yeah, I always did too.
Well, that was the fun thing, especially when you're crossing over between the leagues with interleague. You know, who you might face that you've never seen, or you only see highlights at night on them.
1-1 pitch off of Felix's glove. Cano there. Throw him out. So an early lead for the Rockies. A triple and a wild pitch produces the first run of the game in Felix's spring debut. Good to have you with us. Rockies won, the Mariners coming to bat.
starts today. Ketel Marte hitting second. Marte, 313 batting average here in the spring. Robinson Cano, a couple days ago, hit his second home run of the spring. Then it's Nelson Cruz looking for his first hit of the spring. Lynn Gutierrez, Iannetta the catcher, batting seventh. Taylor and Powell will round out the nine for the Mariners.
So Martin getting a chance to lead off. He's one of the guys the Mariners will be depending on to provide a lot of speed offensively. We know what he can do gap-to-gap covering in center field. He's one of the best. Slow start, hitting 3 for 17. First pitch from Tyler Chatwood way upstairs. And Jeff Houston, Tyler Chatwood coming off of two Tommy John surgeries.
Yeah, the last time he pitched in the big leagues was back in April of 2014. Really took it slow on the rehab process, and that was by design because you're coming off your second one. The success ratio is not quite as high as the first, and so for Tyler now, it's to get through spring training. He's going to go out there today somewhere. You know, you hope to get 3 innings out of him, maybe 30 to 40 pitches.
So up high with ball 3-3-1.
But it's really a success story because it's a lonely existence when you're rehabbing, Mike. You know, I've been there.
Yep, it is.
It's hard. And you just feel like you're on an island by yourself. And he's just happy to be back on the hill again.
Fastball for a strike. Count runs full. Martin coming over in a trade from the Texas Rangers. Chatwood has it and throws out Martin. Shuffles it over to Ben Paulson. There's one away. Mike, you got to like this possible speed combo up at the top, Martin and Marte.
Yeah, Marte has 3 stolen bases, and I'm sure he's going to continue to run. Then you have Marte. We're aware of his speed. And it's something that we've seen the Mariners with 18 stolen bases on the spring. They lead the American League in that category, and I think they're going to continue doing it. And I think more than anything, it's something that Scott Service has talked about. If nothing else, he wants all the scouts in the stands to see him running all over the place, just so they have to be concerned about it.
How about yesterday when we were talking to Scott, and they went over today with the players? Here's a little chopper right into the shift. The shortstop is waiting, and Marte is thrown out. But all the data now that MLB provides on leads from first base over the last 3 years in rankings, and when Scott ran it by us yesterday, blew me away. And then they dispensed it to the players today. Here's what you guys have been doing. Here's what it looks like. Here's video. Here are the angles you're taking. You guys didn't have that.
No. I didn't need it. I was good for a stolen base a year. Jeff,
surprise.
Jeff, that's something for you, though. That would have been a great tool to have.
It would have been to know how far out you need to get. And it wasn't until after I really towards the end of my career, and then when I became a coach to learn that. You get out there the 13-foot mark off the base. That increases your odds of stealing the base. Or not only is a stolen base, but being able to go first to third.
Right.
Which is, another guy in scoring position or home to second. All those things now that there's just so much more information than there used to be.
1-1 to Cano. A 2 into the shift. And a 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Chatwood. Beautiful day here in Arizona. Light blue sky, comfortable temperature at 76 degrees. Rockies lead 1-0. Have you with us here, Mariners and Rockies getting after it here for this afternoon here, this Monday the 14th. A lot of folks up on the berm here at Peoria Stadium. Felix Hernandez, first spring outing. Ryan Rayburn, Tom Murphy, Christian Adames, 5, 6, and 7 here for the Rockies. Felix gave up a one-out triple to Trevor Story, and then Story scored on a wild pitch. That's well struck, deep left center field, and it's bouncing off the fence. Getting it back in is Boog Powell, and a double for Ryan Rayburn. Time Detroit Tiger.
And a recent signee of the Rockies. 3 left-handers probably starting. They needed some more right-handed guys coming off the bench. They had Brandon Barnes, an outfielder, but they needed some more depth, and that's why they went out and got Rayburn.
What's the outlook on the Rockies last year? Last place, 68-94. Swing the bat really well in terms of slugging, first in slugging, second in the National League to the Dodgers in home run, and 7th overall, but still it's about the pitching.
It is, and that's where they think they have a little more depth this year, and they're hoping to get one guy coming back. Tyler Chatwood will help that rotation. They need to hit a little bit better out on the road. The numbers drop off, which is understandable considering Coors Field's one of those fields, but do some little things out on the road where you get a leadoff double. You know, do you move them over to third? Is it a productive out? Getting them in with from third with less than 2 outs.
That ERA last year, 5.04, last in the big leagues. It's Tom Murphy, DHing today, 2-0. Murphy 1 for 15 on the spring. 2-1. Felix looks good. He's at 212 pounds, 4 pounds lighter than he was last year at this time when he came to camp. Mike, he's come down a long ways since that debut back in the 2005 season.
Every year he seems to come to camp in better shape than he did the year before. And, you know, he's aware of the fact this is a guy that you can count on. He's going to pitch well over 200 innings. You know, he pitches deep into games all the time. So him staying in shape is important to him, and it's also one of the reasons why this is his first start here on the big field this late into the spring. And so far he looks pretty good. You see the 16 pitches, 13 strikes for him so far.
Well, Stoudemire Jr., Aaron's new pitching coach, a lot to like there. 2-2 pitch, fouled off. And Felix is the horse, all right. 8 seasons. He's gone 200 or more innings. 6-time All-Star, including the last 5 years. Last 5 consecutive years. Scott Service making it a point. It says he wants to see Felix pitch in the postseason and bring everybody along with him. 2-2. Bounced over Stu Cole's head, the third base coach. Good day to be at the ballpark. Sit out on the berm and relax and enjoy the sun. It's not an oppressive heat today. It's only 76. A few weeks ago we had 90s. You were here,
yes.
Jeff. A lot more comfortable today. Berm, a good place to be. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that completes the play. Throws down to first.
Now we'll take another look at it. Looks like the changeup again. So Felix with a good changeup this afternoon. Now you can see the downward action of his changeup. Again, his changeup will be 89, 90 miles an hour. He's also thrown a couple of curveballs. We haven't seen the slider yet.
Brings up Christian Adames, the second baseman. 4 for 19 this spring.
Yesterday, Christian played shortstop. He and Trevor Story. The Story during spring.
Good looking bunt, Chris Taylor. Hold on. Runners at the corners. So I'm playing deep and laid it down.
Well, with that third baseman, you 2 steps behind the bag. You just have to get it towards the line. Felix falls off towards the first base side, which a lot of right-handed pitchers do. But now you try to just hope that you can get that extra guy into scoring position, first and third, and you're going up against King Felix.
And that's something that Chris Taylor is trying to learn, Jeff. He's been a shortstop by trade, and so he's played quite a bit of third here in the spring. We've also seen him at second base trying to get one of those utility roles. So those are little things that he's going to start to understand the more that he plays over at third.
Yeah, and who's hitting, all those dynamics that come in when you've been a middle guy to go to a corner. It's a big adjustment.
Dustin Garneau, the hitter. Shows bunt. Goes behind Iannetta. The Rockies hitting 186 home runs. Did they bunt a lot last year?
No, but this is something that they were talking about in spring training, doing more of this out on the road. And that's what I was alluding to last half inning is make sure you get that run in. Don't have an empty at bat. And for Dustin, too, he's a young kid, got a few at bats last year in September. Just trying to make sure that he does the situational at bat.
157 hitter last year in limited action. Mariners a double play depth up the middle. Shows bunt again. Takes the ball.
Walton, his third year with the Rockies, flashing the signs down to Stu Cole at third base.
Again, senior first base coach. Two on, one out, and a 1-1 count here to Garneau. Runner goes at first, swung on and popped up out of play.
And I said third year for Walt. He just finished his third. This is going into his fourth year. It hasn't. I said third because it hasn't officially started.
There you go. You're off the hook. Felix Hernandez is going to open the season 3 weeks from tonight in Texas. It's 3 more wins to become the Mariners' all-time winner, surpassing Jamie Moyer. It's 21 more strikeouts to become the all-time strikeout leader for the Mariners, surpassing Hall of Famer Randy Johnson. Ball and 2 strikes. Foul. Mike, how can it be? He turns 30 on April 8th.
We were looking at it this morning just to make sure that we were right, but this will be his 12th season.
Man, oh man. He is a Seattle treasure. Ball and 2 strikes to Garneau. Runners at the corners, a 1-0 lead for Colorado. Foul again.
Oh. A little stumble, but he knocked the ball down, Mike.
I like the hustle.
Yep. And then even better, a souvenir.
Hold on to it, don't throw it back. remember the girl in Philly threw it back?
Yeah.
And the father was like, oh no, come on. Great lid, too. Smiles even better. Garneau hitting .250 on the spring. 1-2 pitch. Off the fist. Good battle here.
And for Felix, he looks good. 26 pitches, 22 strikes from Felix. And again, we've seen his curveball a number of times. Excellent changeup this afternoon.
It's Bill Stoudemire Jr. on the left. To your right. Here's the skipper, Scott Service. Felix's move's gotten better in the last 4 or 5 years, hasn't it?
It has, and we talked about the time that he has and now in the big leagues. And when he first came up, he was a guy that was going to be 95 to 97 miles an hour, and you were lucky if he even looked over there. But after a couple of years, he started working on it. Has a much better job holding runners.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Some folks asking me about Felix Hernandez, what kind of teammate he is. I said he might be the best. He's unbelievable.
I think he is, absolutely.
Has his fun, but boy, he gets his work in. Big pitch here at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike him out. Throw down to first. Not in time. Felix racks up his 3rd strikeout. 2 away here in the 2nd inning.
I'll take again. I think it's going to be the changeup again, and that's typically what he'll use when he gets into trouble. Go right to the changeup. Tough to lay off of that pitch. He's located them well. Most of them will be down out of the strike zone, but as a hitter, it's tough to lay off of that pitch.
I just noticed the arm action, how it looks like a fastball coming out of the hand. There's no deviation from his fastball mechanics to his changeup. He just throws it and turns that wrist over.
Seen a lot of guys over the years decelerate with the arm action.
Yeah, and you can pick it up. It's almost like a push to the plate with the arm.
Right.
Rafael Inoa, 3rd baseman, 5 for 17 this spring.
One of the things that Felix has talked about through the years along those lines, Jeff, is he tries to throw every pitch that he has with as much conviction as he can. So he's not trying to give anything away on the mound, and that's what makes it so difficult.
Here's the 0-1. Up high.
The amazing thing to me is there's only 3-mile-an-hour separation from his changeup to his fastball, and you would think it'd be easier for the hitters to adjust to that. But because of all that downward movement, it almost looks like a split.
The movement on the ball. You would normally say, well, I would want 8 to 10 miles an hour difference between the fastball and the changeup.
Tip into Ionetta's glove, 1-2.
But you can tell the great pitchers, when there's a little bit of traffic, when there's something going on, they've got that extra gear they can go to. That pitch that they're comfortable throwing.
And one you can't hit.
Yeah, that's probably the most important thing.
1-2, 2 out, 2 on. Two balls, 2 strikes.
The other thing about the great ones, Jeff, is even though this is just a spring game, you know they don't want to give up any runs. So many times we listen to them, they're going to go work on some things, which Felix will do. But the minute he gets into some trouble, you're going to start to see his best stuff.
Yeah, competitive nature.
Here's the 2-2. Yeah, beauty. Struck him out. Ionetta will throw down the first, inning over. Threat dies right there. Colorado, a 1-0 lead. We got some brats for you. Come on down. Mountain here in the greater Phoenix area. I hope they play Stevie Wonder song all the time up there. 1-0. Rockies. Nelson Cruz, Adam Lind, Franklin Gutierrez against Tyler Chatwood. Boomstick's got to start breaking out, or will start breaking out at some point, because he's 0 for 13 on the spring in limited action. 1-1. Spectacular campaign for Cruz last year, first year with the Mariners. How about the fact, Mike, we talked a lot about this last year with Cruz. He hit for a high for a slugger. At some point, remember, he was top 3 in batting average for a good part of the year.
And a lot of time you would see him hit the ball the other way. You mentioned that he hasn't had a hit yet this spring, 0 for 13. I think it's just been more of a timing issue for him.
3-2.
Seems that his last couple times out for me, it looks as if he's starting to recognize the breaking ball a little bit better, so hopefully that'll get him closer to the fastball.
Best year batting average last year in his career at 302. Outside. Cruz is aboard with a walk.
Batting fifth, first baseman, number 26.
I'm going to bring up Adam Lind. Big acquisition. Played first base for the Mariners, particularly against right-handers. He's been murder on right-handers, not so against lefties. But the guy over the years, when he was with Toronto, boy, he had a lot of home runs against the Mariners. Big story at first base. Who's going to be the right-hand portion of the 2? Strike 1. Lind, 20 homers, 87 runs batted in last year for Milwaukee, hitting .277 after being with Toronto for the bulk of his career. Seem ball, if first baseman will take it, he'll get Cruz. Throw over to first. You get the 3-6-3 double play. Nicely turned by Paulson, Story, the pitcher Chatwood.
Actually, it was the third baseman and Noah in the double in the
3-5-1.
Yeah, you don't see that one very often, but you'll start to see it more because of the shifts in baseball. Paulson grabs it, has a little bit of trouble getting it out of his gloves, and then throws it on the wrong side of the bag for the shortstop. But Noah, who is a middle infielder by trade, kind of a utility guy, just shuffles his feet out there, then makes a throw back to the pitcher.
Franklin Gutierrez breaking ball for strike.
We have actually seen Kyle Seager, the third baseman for the Mariners, not in the lineup today, but Kyle, we've seen him make that turn a few times. A little bit easier for Kyle because he came up as a second baseman. You know, he can handle the footwork around the bag.
Oh, there he leans on one right field, but right fielder's going to take care of it. That's Ryan Rayburn. Double play, big part of the second inning. Rockies lead it 1-0.
Delicious melty cheese stuffed inside the shell. Get one today. By First Bank Business. Whether you're trying to grow a business or start a new one, First Bank can help. And by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Rockies with a 1-0 lead as we head to the top of the third. It'll be back to the top of the order. Well, Tyler Chatwood, that's been pitching great as we welcome to our Root Sports studios Jenny Kavnar with Corey Sullivan. 6 up, 6 down, inducing ground balls.
Yeah, he's got 4 ground balls, 17 pitches, 9 strikes, but he's been very effective with fastball location, which is what you want out of Tyler Chatwood, especially when you're working in spring training. Struggled a little bit with his curveball and pitched around Nelson Cruz, but did a good job.
Yeah, did walk a guy, induced the double play, though, so that was good news there. Let's send you back out to Peoria for the third.
1-0 Rockies. Good to have you with us here from Peoria Stadium at the Peoria Sports Complex, Northwest Phoenix. Dave Sims with Mike Blowers and Jeff Houston, Rockies telecaster. Well, you guys, a couple of former infielders. I know the data shows one thing, and the big trend is shift. But you guys didn't do much when you guys played going back to your Montreal days, right?
No, not much at all. It just, Jeff and I were just talking about it. You move a couple of steps, and that was a shift for you. I mean, basically, my job at third, Jeff was playing shortstop, and we actually played together for 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
And I would just try to keep the distance between the two of us the same. So if he was shading more towards the middle, I would move off the line a little bit more. And that was basically it.
It was more of an eyeball test. Okay, I feel like I'm over here now, and come with me 2 steps, and that was it.
Yeah.
But like on that last play, that double play that we saw, that was a third baseman, but he was over in the shortstop position. But the shifts in baseball have gone way up in the last 3 to 5 years. It's off the charts now.
Charlie Blackmon, the hitter. Charlie grounded out the first, opening up the ball game. Top of the order, Blackmon, Story, and Tapia. 1-0. Rockies first inning, a triple by Story, and he scored on a wild pitch. Well, the data's out there, and guys are using it, and it's getting through the whole, through the industry.
If it's there, use it.
2-1. Charlie Blackmon, 287 hitter a year ago with 17 homers, 58 runs batted in.
Yeah, but over 40 stolen bases, and that's something that he's increased from where he was 3 years ago. Each year he's just gotten better, and it's not because he's the fastest guy. He studies the heck out of pitchers and recognizes tendencies.
2-2 pitch. Smashed to left field. Luke Powell played it on a hop. 4th Rockies hit.
Well, Charlie is a real nice leadoff hitter because he has some power. As you mentioned, the home runs. He can do that, but if you pitch him away, he'll hit it away. I wouldn't be surprised here if he tries to get those legs going and
got a good lead already.
Tries to seal a base.
Trevor Story tripled off the fence in right center. Outfield playing him straight up. Infield playing a double play depth. Ball 1. Home plate umpire Mike DeMuro, and the umpires around the bases Carlos Torres, Anthony Johnson, and Doug Eddings. Nolan Arenado, Carlos Gonzalez among those star players not here. Close.
They both played yesterday. Game against the Dodgers and Clayton Kershaw. So this is what you get. Get Kershaw yesterday, Felix Hernandez today. Welcome to the big leagues, even if it is spring training.
Yeah. Arenado seemed like he was in a nightly defensive highlight.
He was so much fun to watch day in and day out. A Gold Glove at third base. Ouch.
Strong throw by Iannetta, 2-0.
And I say ouch because of the way he went back into first base. Looked like he could have jammed an ankle.
Yep. They got Cargo last year, 40 homers, 97 runs batted in, a .540 slugging percentage.
And a lot of that was in the last 3 or 4 months. He had a
brutal start. I remember
brutal
that, yeah.
start.
talk about trading him this past offseason?
There's always rumors in baseball. It doesn't matter what you do. It's just somebody's said, yeah, that was never really the intent. I mean, Cargo wanted to be there, and Rockies obviously are happy with what Cargo brings. He's a great guy in the clubhouse.
2-0. Outside.
You're happy he's on your team. It's a really nice 1-2 punch when you've got Cargo and then Nolan, or sometimes this spring they've flip-flopped it where Nolan's hitting in front of Cargo. So you get two guys hit over 40 home runs and a lot of runs driven in.
3-0. There's a strike. Well, at some point you want to get off the eternal question in Colorado. What are you going to do about your pitching?
Well, that's where you have to develop some guys. They've made some trades to get some guys over there, guys for the bullpen. They've done. I know there's seeing Hoffman, who came over from Toronto. He's very impressive this spring, along with some other guys.
3-1 pitch down the line, foul ball. Runner was on the move. Pitch number 44 for Felix.
Yeah, no surprise. Starting to get some action out into the bullpen. Felix again was scheduled to go 3 innings, somewhere between 45 and 50 pitches.
Aaron Sampson warming up. Adrian Sampson, beg your pardon. Full count here to Story. Outside, ball 4. First walk issued by Felix. First 2 men of reach for the Rockies. We've had a limited amount of tickets remain for opening night. But when you purchase a Mariners 10-game flex pack, you can guarantee yourself a seat to catch the Mariners home opener plus 9 other exciting games at Safeco Field this season. Hurry and pick up your pack today at mariners.com/flex. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Ramel Tapia struck out on 3 pitches. The left fielder, he stands in now. Shading him to the right side to pull. Martin in the outfield and lays down a bunt. It's a beauty. Taylor not in time. Bases loaded.
You could just hear the sound off the bat that he really deadened this bunt.
And you can see that Chris Taylor was playing in on the grass, and he breaks on it right away, but just too much speed. And after he kills it like that, Jeff, no chance to get him.
Tapia, no matter what level he's been at, he's just hit. One of those guys that just finds a way to put the barrel on the ball. But in that instance, he did the right thing. You have first and second. You know, if this is a regular season game, you know Hernandez is going to be out there till the 7th or 8th inning. You got to try to knock off a run whenever you can. And you know, most of the time you don't think of the guy hitting third in your lineup's going to drop a bunt down. But Tapia knows what his role is going to be. He did it. You know, good for the kid.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Brings up Ben Paulson after Mel Stoudemire has a quick word with Felix. Paulson first time up, grounded out. The comebacker deflected off of Felix's glove to Cano. Strike 1. Let's see how he amps it up here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Runners take their lead. 0-1 pitch. 1-2.
Ben Paulson, 6 RBIs on the spring, just one behind the leaders in Trevor Story and Nolan, who both have 7.
Paulson, 277 hitter a year ago with 11 homers. Breaking ball hit foul. Hitting started with Blackman. 2-2 pitch lined it to left. A walk to Story and a bunt by Tapia. Bases filled with Rockies on this really nice day here in the West Valley. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. I think he was sitting fastball all the way. Felix rings him up for his 5th strikeout.
We'll take a look at this last pitch again. It's the movement on it. You can see the changeup. Started it right at his hip. Ran it right on the inside corner.
5 strikeouts, first looking. Here's Rayburn, double to left center field. He gets on this one. Now bring in a couple. Blackman scores, Story right behind him. 3-0 Colorado. Ryan Rayburn, second hit. Picks up a couple of RBIs, his first of the spring.
And it looks like that's going to be it for Felix. Scott Service, new manager for the Mariners, on his way out to the mound.
A little bit of a leg kick for Ryan Rayburn, but gets the foot down, keeps the hands back. Just a solid swing on the breaking pitch.
Book Powell gets it back in. So Felix knocked out of the box here in the 3rd inning in his first spring start. Trails 3-0. We'll be back to Peoria right after this. Still need opening day Rockies tickets. Guarantee them at a discount when buying season tickets or a 20 or 25 game mini plan. Like fans in attendance here as the Rockies have a 3-0 lead. They've chased Felix Hernandez here in the 3rd.
The home opener against the Padres. Open up on the road to start the season at Arizona. Quick 3-game set and then back home.
In Arizona with Greinke, you'll no doubt see him in that series.
And probably Shelby Miller.
Here's Adrian Sampson out of Redmond, Washington at Skyline High School. Bellevue Community College. Came over from Pittsburgh in a trade for Jay Happ. The trade deadline last July. His first hitter is going to be Tom Murphy. 1 out, 2 runs in, 2 runners on, runners at first and second.
Murphy, a nice story from last year. Finished up the season, went back home, was sitting on the couch, and then Nick Hundley injures his neck. He gets a phone call, says, "Hey, back your bags back up. You're coming to the big leagues." And he did a really nice job last year, and splitting time with Dustin Garneau down the last 3 weeks of spring training. Showed some power, ability to receive and throw the ball.
He's behind 0-2. Sampson throwing the ball quite well his first 2 offerings. Got runners at first and second, 1 out. Sampson last year at Tacoma 2-4 in 7 games, went 8-8 at Indianapolis in 21 games. Right to Marte is a double play. And they double up Tapia at second base. 2 runs for the Rockies in the third. Got a 3-0 lead. Full parking lot here at Peoria Sports Complex on the Mariners side. 3-0 Rockies after they put up 2 runs on 3 hits in the third inning, top half of the inning, and now the bottom third of the order for the Mariners. Facility that they're sharing with the San Diego Padres. It'll be Chris Iannetta, Chris Taylor, and Boog Powell. 7, 8, 9. It's Tyler Chatwood. Chatwood retired the first 3 men that he faced, walked the man in the second, got a double play, and then Goody line out to right. Mariners have had 1 base runner, and it was a brief stint. Iannetta 2 for 12 in the spring. Former Rocky to Adames.
He was traded to the Angels for the guy that's on the hill today, Tyler Chatwood.
1 away in the Mariners home, third to bring up Chris Taylor. I didn't see it, but I wonder if Scott Service, the manager, threw some sun seeds at Taylor to, hey, smile. I want to get that kid smiling a lot more.
He's trying to win a job.
Scott's theme has been, get your work in, but, get to know you and want to see you have some fun, enjoy it. I know clearly Chris enjoys being up here and everything, but it was just funny the manager made a point of that a couple of days ago. Come on, kid, have some fun.
Chris is hitting .250 on the spring, and again, he's playing third today, which we've seen him probably play more third this spring than anywhere else, but we've also seen him at short and second.
Easy play for you, Noah. 2 away. Bring up Boog Powell. Boog Powell. Herschel is his given name. Boog hitting 4 for 17 this spring.
It reminds me to get some Boog barbecue when you go to Baltimore. Rockies traveled up to Baltimore in late July this year.
You guys have the
National League East.
American League
excuse me, American League East, yeah. Yeah, of course we have the National League East.
Well, since we have you here, who do you like in your league? What teams are you?
Well, I think in the league there's always teams within the division. It's going to be tough with Arizona and what they've done. San Francisco, it's an even year again, but outside the division, I mean, because I don't have to face them. You look at the Mets and their rotation. That's always something. Cubs are always what they did last year and what.
Will it stay fair?
Oh.
I think it's interesting looking at the Rockies and their defense putting the shift on with Boog Powell hitting, and we're all just getting to know Powell and what type of game he has. But from what I've seen this spring, he'll use the entire field. He'll spray it around.
But I think it might be a case for these guys to get familiar in the shift and guys playing different positions and knowing how far the range is. And it might not have anything to do with who's hitting.
Right.
With Powell, where he might be more of a slap hitter going the other way at times. But at least for the guys out in the field, they're working on something there.
Full count to Boog. He takes ball 4. Second Mariner base runner. Both have reached via the walk.
Jeff, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to do it, but the first couple of days that I was down here in Arizona, they had the baseball ops guys that were next to the radio booth, and I was sitting in there listening to them, and they were talking about the shifts and charting them and doing all those different things. And it was interesting to me how they would chart the individual players and whether they were a step off, 2-3 steps off where they want them to be, and then they would turn around, give that information to them the following morning. So these guys are getting a lot of information down here in spring training, but I thought it was pretty interesting to listen to them go through the whole process.
Well, because, as a former infielder, you think you're in one spot. You think you're into that pull spot maybe.
Right.
And maybe they want you a little bit further. But you don't know it because it's kind of out of your comfort zone.
Right.
And, that's where this is my 31st year in pro ball. That's probably the biggest change I've seen from when I first came up to where it is now.
Up the middle. A nice play by the shortstop Story to end the Mariners' third. They leave a man aboard. We go to the fourth. Colorado, 3-0 lead. It's a big summer for folks in Seattle and all around baseball. Ken Griffey Jr. is headed to the Hall of Fame, highest percentage vote in history. And we look forward to all the festivities that we're going to have in Seattle and, of course, the ceremony up in Cooperstown. That's going to be a lot of fun. And the latest word I had that Jr. could be in town here in Peoria at the end of this week. So it'll be great to see the Hall of Famer. Saw him in New York in January with his dad and Mike Piazza and both their families. That was a lot of fun at the New York Athletic Club. What a great moment. I want to introduce to you the class of 2016 Hall of Fame. That was very cool. And both guys are, I mean, and how can you not be? It just moved tremendously. I mean, what a great accomplishment.
It'll be great to have him here in spring training. He spends most of his time on the backfields with the young kids. He likes to be around there. You'll hear a lot of laughter when he's back there, too. He has a good time.
The thing I've noticed, too, when he's been here, so we look at Christian Adames, it takes a day or two. He tells the guys, hey, I'm just another guy. But they're so awed of him, they're afraid to say anything to him for the first day or two. But then when he starts breaking chops and everything, that ends, and it gets back in.
And that doesn't take long.
Exactly, exactly. 2-1. Adames bunted his way on. First time, down a little bit low, 3-1. Pitchers Adrian Sampson came on in relief of Felix Hernandez. We have to have Felix with us next few minutes. Rob Brantley is the new catcher for the Mariners. Picked up this week. Former White Sox. Long fly ball, long run. Boog Powell. Holy mackerel, he made that catch. Wow.
Willie Mays.
Man, oh man. 3-1 drive off the bat of Adames. And he almost face planted the wall, but he got the glove up and hit the brakes in time.
I thought he did a pretty good job just to pick the ball up again. Once he gets turned around, you can see him reach right over his shoulder. Might have hit the heel of his glove, but he was able to hang on to it. He knew the wall was getting close to him. But here in Arizona with the sun and the high sky, sometimes you have a tough time picking the ball up again. Nice play.
You guys as former infielders, you got to love the fact that you never had to worry about that, right? I mean, you had your sidewalls. Mike at third, you had, the side, but you didn't have to worry about the wall.
All you had was, the high sky. I mean, down here in Arizona, you had that, but he had the wall, the warning track, the dirt, the grass.
And he's a center fielder by trade. Nice work.
He said, no problem. I've got this made.
Dustin Garneau struck out on a 2-2 pitch. Oh, that hit him. That hurt. Felix struck out 5, walked 1 in his 2 1/3. We'll bring up third baseman Noah, strikeout victim. Story, a first inning triple wild pitch brought him home, and then a 2-run single by Rayburn in the third for the 3 runs scored by the Rockies. Ball 1. And we were talking about Junior a few minutes ago. We've got to remember that most of these guys of this generation, he was their hero growing up. I mean, had his video game, had his cards, the whole thing, right?
Wore their hat backwards.
Yeah. That was one of the questions put to Junior at the ceremony. So you're going to have you're going to go in with your head backwards on your plaque? He says, no, I have one made up for me for home, but I get too much respect for the game. I'll have the standard issue that will go in the Hall of Fame. I thought that was a great answer.
That's a great answer.
There's Cano to Marte. Over to Lynn. 4-6-3 double play. Well turned. Nothing across for the Rockies. Mariners will have Marte, Cano, and Cruz coming up when we get back. Rockies lead at 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning here at Peoria. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Jeff Houston from the Rockies broadcast crew with us. Ketel Marte, Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz coming up, and they'll face a new pitcher, right-hander Eddie Butler, making his third appearance in the spring, as Tyler Chatwood will throw about a dozen more pitches in the bullpen. We hope to get him on an interview. Tell us about Mr. Butler.
Yeah, he's going to come in for Tyler Chatwood, excuse me. Eddie Butler last year made 17 starts for the Rockies. He was on the opening day roster, went 3-10 with a 5.90 ERA, and really struggled his last handful of starts, and then got sent down to AAA. Was not recalled, and you know, anytime you've made an opening day roster, you go down to AAA, not recalled, there's some stuff I need to work on, and I think he took that to heart this winter. Has been throwing better this spring. He's got better arm action, but it goes back to the conviction you were talking about with Felix Hernandez. Have conviction in the pitches you're going to throw, whether it's going to be a fastball, a sinking fastball, a hard slider. I think Eddie got away from that a little bit. He got one of the deer in the headlights at times last year.
And he looks like he has a good fastball. What else does he feature?
Well, it's a fastball, slider. We'll throw the changeup, but he's got good run on his fastball when he gets on top and doesn't drop the elbow down where it flattens out. Like that right there. I mean, that was a pretty good sinking action on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Able to get the first out.
And that was Eddie's problem most of the season. When he didn't know what type of pitcher he really wanted to be.
Joining us right now, Mariners starter Felix Hernandez went 2 in the third. Felix, Dave Sims with Mike Blowers and Jeff Houston. What did you think of your performance today? Give us your thoughts.
I feel really good, man. I mean, got a good command in my breaking balls and changeup, good fastball. They swing a lot of first pitch, so I'm happy for the work.
Overall this spring, Felix, how have you enjoyed it? Is there anything that you were working on today when you were out there, or were you just getting after it?
No, just throwing strike. I mean, trying to pound strikes on and make good pitches. But they don't let me do that. They just swing the first pitch all the time.
Tried to bunt on you a few times, too.
A lot of times, yeah.
How's it been getting to know all your new teammates? A big turnover in the clubhouse for you.
It's fun, man. It's fun. I mean, we got a lot of new faces. This guy has been unbelievable. So, I mean, we got a good chemistry here. It's fun to be around these guys.
You were a busy guy. I saw a lot of you on social media. You were all over the world this year. Tell the folks about that.
Oh, yeah. It was the fun trip. I mean, vacation with the family. We went to Maldives.
Maldives in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, man, that was unbelievable. It's a great place. I mean, I recommend it to you guys. And then we went to Dubai and London.
Wow.
We had a great time out there.
That's a mileage there, pal.
It is, yeah, it is.
Did you have a favorite place?
Maldives.
How did you choose that in the middle of the Indian Ocean? I looked it up on my atlas, and I mean, it's in the middle of, that's a long flight just getting off the Indian continent.
Yeah, it was 19 hours. It was a long flight. Yeah. I mean, we was thinking about Bora Bora, and then we just made some research and say the Maldives was better, and then we decided to go there. I mean, we have a great time out there.
Felix, do you know when we're going to see you on the mound again?
Saturday, I think it is.
Saturday.
And is there going to be anything you're going to work on? How much deeper in the game do you think you'll go?
Probably go 4 innings. 4 or 5, something like that.
That'll be
60
here.
Or 75 pitches, something like that. I don't remember.
That'll be here against Arizona?
That'll be here, yep.
Okay.
One of the things you did last year, Felix, is you really started to throw your curveball more, and it looked like you had a pretty good curveball today. Is that going to be a plan again for this year?
Same thing. I mean, sort of working on my curveball and made my changeup better. I mean, but I need to get more command in my fastball.
Well, Felix, thanks for your time, man. And we look forward to your next start on Saturday against Arizona. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
You bet.
All right.
Well, traveler.
It's impressive.
So Cruz walks again. Second time. 2-out base run.
18-hour flight.
I mean, I was familiar with the Maldives, but I had to look it up. I forgot where the heck it was, and I found it, and it's in the middle of, what's that, west of India. I mean, it's in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and nothing there. That's a vacay.
That's getting away.
better stay for a while.
Yeah, it's not a quick 3-day trip. Is that what you're saying?
Not a weekender, no. Good for him. Here's Adam Lind. Bounced into a double play in the second. Shift on against him. 3-5-1 double play. Colorado with a run in the first 2 in the third. Mariners still looking for the first hit. Two balls, one strike. Eddie Butler out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Turned 25 yesterday. Solid smash into the gap. Cruz to second. Picking up Maniac to getting a wave on. Cruz to third. And he'll score standing up. An RBI double. Adam Lind. Mariners are on the board. It's 3-1 Colorado. Fourth hit of the spring for Lind. His second run batted in.
We're hoping to see a lot of that this year. And had a really good year last year. And we're going to watch him turn on a fastball. He barrels it up and hits it into the gap in right center field.
The pitch just went back to the heart of the plate. Trying to throw a sinking hip side fastball in, and it just ran back over to Lynn, and he didn't miss it.
Hard line out to right for Goody, his first time up. Franklin looks at ball one.
I think it was also a situation, Jeff, where Delay missed with a couple of change-ups, and when you're down here, and Lynn had a pretty good idea he was going to get that fastball, and then when it runs out over the plate, it's probably going to get hit hard, and that's exactly what happened.
1-0 pitch. Adam Lind at second with 2 outs. 1-1 to Franklin. Time called. Butler with the 1-1 pitch. Broken bat looper. That'll get down. Lind's going to come around. He's going to score. That's a 3-2 ball game. How crazy is baseball? First at bat, he kills one right at the right fielder. Second time up, broken bat looper drops in for an RBI single.
I think they said they're supposed to even out, Dave.
Wow.
Well, this is obviously going to jam him, trying to go on the inside corner. Shatters his bat. As you mentioned, he has good movement on his fastball.
And that's something that he has worked on a lot this spring, is to get back down some downhill playing, the movement on the baseball. You just know that you're going to give up. If you're a sinker ball pitcher, you're going to give up some hits.
Look at Brantley giving it a ride, deep left field, and a catch made out there by Tapia, and that'll do it. But the Mariners do strike for a couple of runs, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Colorado starter Tyler Chatwood. He'll join us right after this from Peoria.
you by Steel, for people everywhere who refuse to compromise. Find yours at steeldealers.com. By Southwest, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. It's 3-2. Rockies hold a one-run advantage as we head to the top of the fifth after the Mariners scored 2 in the fourth. Jenny Kavnar in our Root Sports studios with you. And don't forget to ask the Rockies about their Sweet Six-Pack. Package includes 20 opening day club-level tickets and 6 other sweet dates, including the Yankees. For now, we'll get it back to Dave, Mike, and Jeff.
This little shorty having a good time as we welcome you back to Peoria. 3-2 ball game. Rockies lead the Mariners. And joining us right now, Tyler Chatwood, the starter for Colorado, went 3 scoreless innings, 2 walks. Dave Sims here with Jeff Houston.
Tyler, I want to talk about your outing today. It was your 3rd appearance, 2nd start. You even had to go down to the bullpen to get some extra pitches in. Pretty efficient.
Yeah, it was good. It was my command was just kind of spotty today, but I was able to make pitches when I could. So I was able to stay pretty efficient with my pitches, which is always nice.
Tell folks a little bit about, what you've gone through the last year and a half with not pitching in the big league since April of 2014, the loneliness of rehab from your 2nd Tommy John surgery. Yeah, it was a tough process just to go through. Just not being able to be out there with your teammates is probably the hardest part, sitting there and rooting them on, but knowing you can't do anything, it's definitely a tough time. But you were always around the ballpark. You were always around the guys. Did that help out? Yeah, it definitely helped out. Being able to see familiar faces all the time and, just going in there working out with those guys, it was pretty neat to be able to be around them still. And so to get ready for this spring training, I know you went down to the Dominican and worked out at the complex, the Rockies complex down there. It wasn't in the Dominican League, but you were down there, 3.5 weeks? Yeah, we were down there. Me, Jordan Lyles, and Tyler Anderson went down there to get some innings in. So it was a pretty cool experience, and just being able to see that complex that they built down there, it's a beautiful place. And I know you never, when you have an injury, and you always appreciate the game, but having to come back from your 2nd Tommy John, is it a different perspective for you? Yeah, it did. It just shows you how much you actually miss being out there competing with your team, and how much you just love baseball. You take it. I wouldn't say you take it for granted, but just having it taken away from you kind of puts everything in perspective. Well, what's next for you? When do you? Kind of looking at the schedule, when are you going to pitch again? I'll be on 5 days rest this next time. I went on a shorter rest this time to get my innings in, and then I'll throw 5 days from now. And then for that start, are you looking to maybe go 4 innings, maybe 50 pitches, somewhere in that range? Yeah, I think that's the plan. Maybe 460. Try to build up some endurance and get the innings up. So I think from here on out, we'll pretty get stretched out now. And I think the best thing for you and the best news that Rockies fans can have is that you're healthy. You're feeling good. Yeah, I feel really good, and that's a positive for me. Coming into spring training, I think I threw about 60 innings last year, which was a big confidence boost. Get down. There we go. So just being able to get those innings in, knowing that I was feeling good coming into spring was a big confidence boost, and just excited to get going. Well, thanks for your time today. Nice work going out there, and safe travels back over to Scottsdale. Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
You bet, Tyler. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Boy, I love to hear guys, the determination, the perseverance, guys trying to work their way back. I mean, when you told me, 2nd Tommy, I knew about the 1. I'd forgotten about the 2nd one. 2nd Tommy John surgery. Man. Yeah, and to have to go through that one time is hard enough. He did it back when he was in high school, even before he got into pro ball. But then to see him walk off the mound, I remember that day, and just to see that look on the face and see the shoulders, how they were humped over, and you just knew what was ahead of you. Yeah. But he never once lost that smile, being around the guys. He mentioned it. I think that gives you a boost. But even saying all that, when you're on the DL or when you're rehabbing for something, it's almost like you're there, but you're not there because there's nothing you can do to help the club. And where's he slot in your rotation?
Probably looking at, let's say probably 4.
So So what's your rotation looking like? What you expect?
You know, they haven't announced an opening day starter, but it's going to come down between Jorge De La Rosa and Chad Bettis. So those guys are going to be 1, 2. And then you look at Tyler, maybe sliding in there at 3. But you got Jordan Lyles, who might be 3 or 4, and John Gray's in that mix. So there's some guys. But I would say Tyler's either 3 or 4.
All right, fastball from Adrian Sampson to Ben Paulson. 1-2 the count, 2 outs. Man at first, Mel Tapia with a base hit. And that base hit, number 7 for the Rockies. Long pause, 1-2 pitch. Ooh, off of Sampson, off the glove of Marte in the center field. Tapia going to go to third. Great arm by Martin, not in time. Following to second is the batter, and that's Paulson, and the Rockies threaten again here with 2 outs. Runners at second and third.
Man, Ben smoked that ball. Yeah, Ben Paulson, short stride, off the dirt, and then over the top of the shortstop Marte. And Tapia says, well, I'll try to test that arm in center field, and that's one of the best out there, and he got over to third.
Sampson in some 2-out trouble. Ryan Rayburn has had a good afternoon so far, double to left center and a 2-run single to left. Strike 1. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Colorado. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Mariners. One and 1. Mariners playing Rayburn straight up in the infield and the outfield. Al Stoudemire Jr., Scott Service, Dan Wilson. Left to right. Nice block by Brantley. Took over behind the dish for Iannetta. Brantley coming over from the White Sox. Picked up on waivers a couple of days ago. Sampson trying to keep this a 1-run game. 2-1 pitch. Smoked center field. Scoring is Tapia. Paulson right behind him. 5-2 Colorado. A 4 RBI day for Ryan Rayburn.
Well, that's how you impress your new club.
I'll say.
Come over, and they've gotten him because of his ability to hit left-handers. But today he said, well, right-hander on the hill, doesn't matter. I'll throw out another hit. And he's hit 2 to left, and now this one just a bullet to center field.
What a day. 3 for 3, 4 runs batted in. Here's Tom Murphy. Down to Chris Taylor. Throws over to Linden. That will do it, but damage done. Rockies score 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors. Leave them, man. We go to the home 5th. Colorado 5, Seattle 2. Bottom of the fifth, 8, 9, and 1 coming up. Taylor, Powell, and Martin. As Eddie Butler continues on. Pitcher for Colorado, Chris Taylor, 0 for 1, grounded out the third. Infield tilted to the left for Taylor. 3 men over there on the shift, 0-2.
We're starting to see more and more of that. Used to, when the shifts were on, it was more common, I think, for the left-handed hitters. And then last year, Dave, we started seeing it quite a bit more for the right-handed hitters.
Amazing. They always had a book on everybody in baseball, but it certainly has got thicker with everybody, right?
Yeah, it's tough, and we talk about it. You know, we had a chance to see Chris play last year in the big leagues, and he struggled at times and wanted to make some changes with his swing, which is a good thing. But I think you find out right away it's not just the scouting reports on how to pitch you, but the way that they defend you also.
Right.
It's tough to find the holes out there.
Payoff pitch.
You might see some of it too in the minor leagues, but not to the extent it is in the big leagues. So you might get some hits in the minor leagues they're outs here.
Yeah.
Backhanded by Enola. He throws him out. Second time he's grounded out the third, 1 away.
That's a good point, Jeff, too, because it used to be that when you get to the big leagues, it was tougher to get the hits because you had the better fielders. Guys cover more ground, stronger arms, all those different types of things. Now, you see all these defensive adjustments that are made with those caliber of players, and it's tough.
Got the shortstop playing up the middle against Powell.
Down the middle, man. Yeah, but you have the third baseman now cheating in on the grass to honor the bunt.
Who tried to bunt his way on first time and just missed keeping it fair, and he wound up walking. Quick 0-2 hole here.
Dave, I don't know if it was last year or maybe the year before, but we were talking about the shifts, and Lou Piniella was in town, and we talked to Lou about it.
I'm already laughing.
Exactly.
Well, I was talking to him about it and what you can do offensively, and he said, just hit the ball the other way.
Ball the other way.
Yeah. Just that simple, too. You're a major league hitter. You should be able to hit the ball the other way. I thought it was pretty funny, though.
Strike three. But then he throw in something you always talk about, son. Hit the ball the other way, son.
But you're right. That's how you combat the shift. I know some of the big power guys, they say, forget it, I'm just going to hit through it or hit over the fence. It doesn't matter. But some of the other guys, yeah, you know, if they're giving you that big hole at short, if for a left-handed hitter, just drive it that way.
And yesterday during the game, we had a chance to talk to somebody that, you know, Seth Smith, and we were talking to Seth because the day before he had dropped down a bunt, which I hadn't seen him try to do. There you go.
Blows it by the third baseman, Martin, with his first hit of the day. He's 1 for 3 after a couple of groundouts. Just the third Mariner hit.
But I asked Seth, I said, do you pay attention to when they're shifting? And I thought it was a really good answer that he said. He said, one, the bunt is something that he will try to do from time to time. But he said, more importantly, he said, he always pays attention to it, but he never tries to beat it unless he's not swinging the bat as well as he can. He said, because he feels like, you know, something's a little bit out of sync, or maybe he's not picking the ball up. I'll try to hit it the other way to beat the shift. If I'm swinging well, then I'm looking to drive the baseball and not worry about it. I thought that was a really good answer from a veteran player.
That is, because when you're swinging well, you relax. You don't care what they do because you know you're going to get a hit. When you're not, well, I've got to maybe lay down a bunt to break myself out of that slump, or try to just get that one knock till I feel locked in again.
Well, and Dave, we saw Kyle Seager start to do that last year.
Boy, and I tell you what, they put some shifts on for him. Yeah, go ahead, you can't do it. And then he just got tired of seeing it. Lay a couple down, at least show it.
Carlos Gonzalez does that too. I mean, he gets the big shift going on, and you'll see him attempt to lay down a bunt. He'll get a bunt or two down, and then it makes that third baseman come over, and it opens up another hole for him.
2 outs in a 1-1 count here to Marte. A couple of ground outs for him. chopper, and Butler makes the play. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, a man left. We've played 5 here in Peoria. Rockies have a 5-2 lead. And put the date on their wedding anniversary. Going back to 1990. Looks like a Mariner fan and a Reds fan. Hey, Rockies fans, tickets are now on sale for all 81 home games. Get yours today at any Rockies ticket outlet. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Jeff Houston from the Rockies telecast with us today. 5-2, Colorado top the 6th. The bottom third of the Rockies order here. Christian Adames will lead it off, the second baseman. Base hit. Adames, his second hit. He's 2 for 3. Bunted his way on in the second. And joining us right now from the Ford Sports Desk back in Bellevue is Bill Kruger. And Bill, your thoughts on what the King showed today in his first spring outing?
Geez, I thought he looked great. Great rhythm. Lots of first pitch strikes, 12 of 14 first pitch strikes. He touched all his pitches. Good curveball, good changeup. I mean, you had a lot of guys on the Rockies hunting early, which is probably a good idea. Plus a lot of unknowns for Felix, but I thought he threw the ball very well.
Bill, when you saw him today, and it's the first time we've had a chance to take a look at Felix, what do you think about his overall program? It's something that he's basically developed over years and he's most comfortable with, but how do you think that's going to affect him going into the season?
I think, slowing him down to fuzz in spring training is a good idea. He doesn't have to see everybody down there. They don't need to see him. He knows what he's doing. Marvelous touch right out of the chute, huh? Marvelous touch on his pitches. Great curveball, changeup touch. His fastball command was pretty good. 10 straight years of 30-plus starts. I'd kind of, pull the reins back on him a little bit at this point, and, he'll be ready when the bell rings, and he'll be ready to go 6, 7 or more innings, first start.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I wanted to see from him today was I didn't know what to expect from his stuff, but I just wanted to see him command the strike zone, and he certainly did that.
Yeah, I mean, they hit the first pitch. They bunted him a lot. I'm not so sure he's going to see that a ton in the American League. The Rockies trying to do some things. Rayburn, even if he does face the Rockies, I don't think Rayburn's playing against him, but maybe he will now. I thought he was over there to hit left-handed pitching, but he can hit everybody now, I guess. He's that good. He's all world. But we know it's spring training. Now, Rayburn's a pro hitter. I'm not taking anything away from him, but Felix looked great. If he has that kind of touch to start the season, and you get better action. You go north, the ball sinks better, the curveball has more bite. It's just a different game. There's no number 50-plus guys swinging at the first pitch. Numbers above 50, swing at the first pitch. Those are kind of rule of thumb in spring training. So it's a little different game when you go north.
How'd you go about getting ready yourself, Bill, back in your days?
I keep changing teams and trying to reprove myself, so I was always, one or two starts being moved back to the bullpen, or maybe to another team. But no, it's different than being a veteran guy like Felix Hernandez. I think I had to do a lot more in spring training to earn my spot on the team, and that's okay. It's the best game in the world. You can only expect that.
Bill, thanks so much. We look forward to your comments on the postgame show.
Right.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
Fly ball center field. Martin battling the sun. Records out number 1. Bring up Rafael Inoa. Struck out and bounced into a double play. Adrian Sampson came on to get the final 2 outs of the 3rd inning, giving up a 2-run single in the 5th to Rayburn. Ryan Rayburn's day's done, but a lot of damage there. 3 for 3, 4 runs batted in.
Jeff, we heard Felix talk about it. Now we just hear Bill Kruger talk about how aggressive the Rockies have been today. Is that normal for them? Is that the way they normally go about their business? Do they want to be aggressive?
You know, I think everybody during spring training says, we would like to be aggressive at the plate and on the base pass. We want to push the envelope, all those things. But, when you know a guy like King Felix is going to be out there, what's he going to throw? What a pick.
Oh, man, you know it. Marte, great hands on the bouncing throw from Brantley to throw out Adames.
Yeah, you want to be aggressive, and I think that's the thing. But this throw, it is short hops. I mean, that's not an easy pick by Marte, and he made it look easy.
And the impressive thing is he was able to not only make the catch, but to get the tag down quickly. So many times guys will raise their glove up as they're trying to make the pick, and then by the time they are able to change directions, it's too late.
1-1 to count to Inoa. 2 down here in the 6th.
I think the thing for Marte is he got down on a knee, so he didn't have to stand up as he was trying to catch it. Get those eyeballs down with the glove.
Sampson goes to 1-2. Adrian has not struck out anyone, nor has he walked anybody. 1-2 pitch.
The one final thought on your comment a moment ago. When some of the guys that did have the early swings, I'm looking at Trevor Story, Rayburn. Those guys are trying to make the club.
Right.
So if I get one fastball from King Felix, it might be just the first one that I get. I don't want to fall behind and look for something off speed. So I think that's why you saw a lot of first pitch early swinging today.
Brantley complete the play, a strikeout. The first for Sampson. We go to the home 6th. Robinson Cano, his final at bat of the day coming up. Same for Cruz when we come back. Well, this youngster getting a full treatment from mom and dad. Good day for him. We play in the bottom of the 6th. Rockies lead 5-2.
One more?
Dad, he gets to play the camel today.
I can't see anything.
That's it. Hold him up. Let him enjoy it.
Can you feel it, though?
Here's Robinson Cano to lead it off for the Mariners. Shift on against him. Strike one from Eddie Butler. And then changes as we go along here. Offensively for the Rockies. Down low, 1-1. Cano today, a ground out to short and fly to left. Joey Wong is the new second baseman. Brandon Barnes in center, Chris Nelson in third. 2-1 to Rubby. He's got 9 hits on the spring. Ryan Castile takes over at first. And Castile makes the play, throws to Butler, and there's one away.
Ball will find you.
Right?
Go into the game. It'll be there. Ryan played first base yesterday in the game. Came in.
Well, since we have you here, I know we're talking Rockies and Mariners, but what's it like being in the Super Bowl city in Denver?
That was pretty exciting. I mean, you guys know about it.
Yeah, we do.
A couple years ago, you put a little whooping on the Broncos. But no, you know, it's just the whole level and the excitement. You know, it happened in '07 when we were in the World Series. It's just a different environment.
Rockies hoping to finish over 500 for the first time since 2010, 83-79 in that year. 0-1 to Cruz. That was a foul ball getting back here in a hurry. You can only imagine the balls he puts in play, what that must be like. Remember the ball he hit, was it last year, that Sunday game?
Game winner.
Right, the game winner. What was it, 100-something? The exit
119 or something like that.
That's fun to see, that exit velocity.
I mean,
as long as I'm not standing out there.
Exactly.
I'm back here just watching and observing.
Unless you're behind a riot shield. I mean, you don't want any part of that.
The base hit that he hit it past the third baseman, and the ball was by him by the time he started to move. That's how hard he hit it.
2-2 here to Cruz. And here's just what we were talking about. So you're playing shortstop, Jeff. Who was the hitter that you said, please don't square one up?
Well, I just remember playing on that turf in Minnesota, and Kirby Puckett, you know, hitting the ball, and Dave Winfield was another one. I did, because that Big Dave would get that big buggy whip going, and it was coming at you screaming. And those two guys, especially on the turf, because it used to be, or he'd come to Seattle. Buhner.
Yeah.
He could lace one at you.
I remember a lot of infielders complaining because he hit the ball hard all the time, it seemed, but even when they would catch it, they said you could really feel it, and that was Mike Piazza.
Oh, yeah. Piazza hit one of the furthest home runs in Coors Field. It was, it landed the next year.
Pull shot or right center?
There was more just dead center field.
Full count to Nelly. Breaking ball, got him looking. 2 outs. Butler's second strikeout.
And he gets it on the curveball. Pretty good looking curveball, too.
And he's thrown some good ones today.
We'll bring up Adam Lind. RBI double right center field back in the fourth. Hit into a double play in the second. Shift on against him with Wong in short right field. There's the alignment. 1.
So he said
Chop foul. Butler came on in the 4th inning, started Tyler Chatwood. 3 shutout innings, gave up just 2 walks. 1-2. Fine day for baseball here in Peoria. 76 degrees. Wind going a little bit out towards right field right now. 2-2 to Adam Lind. Count runs full.
Benoit getting loose in the pen for the Mariners, so it looks like he'll pitch the top of the 7th.
Franklin Gutierrez is on deck. Lynn's had some really good power years. 35 home runs back in 09 with Toronto, followed that up with 23, 26. Had another 23 home run season in 13 and 20 last year with Milwaukee. Drives one. Deep to right. Looking up, and it's gone. Home run, Adam Lind. His first as a Mariner here in the spring, and makes it a 5-3 ball game. So Adam Lind with his 2nd RBI of the ball game gives him 3 on the spring.
I think he knew it right away. We were just talking about how the wind was blowing out to right, and I don't think he ended up needing much help on that one. Go 2 for 3, a double, and then that home run.
1-1 to Gutierrez. 1 for 2 with an RBI. 5-3 ball game, Colorado. Goody hit a hard line out to right field and a broken bat RBI single to right.
Judy, I need a home run or a single, whatever.
Up high. Coming to the midpoint of spring, boys. More decisions got to be made. More cuts are going to be made.
It's kind of the Groundhog Day of spring training.
Oh, Goody charges one. Deep right center field. He'd hit one there earlier, and he does it again. Goody, and gone. 5-4, Colorado. He has shown tremendous opposite field home run power. To 2 there and 1 off the batter's eye. 3 homers on the season. Back-to-back homers here in the 6th.
He didn't have a lot of plate appearances last year. He ended up with 15 home runs, and we saw a lot of them like that out towards right center field.
Pinch hit home run he hit in Detroit. A grand slam was right center field.
Mariners taking advantage of a couple of fastballs in the middle of the plate.
One of the 4 runs that Eddie Butler has given up, they've all come with 2 outs. Just hasn't been able to finish the inning in the 1st inning or here in the 3rd.
Lind with an RBI double in the 4th, a home run here in the 6th. Goody with an RBI single in the 4th, and now this home run.
I said this guy's going to strike out, right?
1-run game. Brantley, line drive, right field, base of the fence. And Brantley just picked up off of waivers from the White Sox. Boys, he is not looking at a lot of pitches. He has been very aggressive, trying to make this club and make a very quick early impression.
Well, that's a good way to do it, too. And Jeff, you and I both have been in that position. You were talking about it earlier. If you're going to get a fastball and get yourself into a good count, turn it loose.
That's what he did. He didn't miss it either.
3 consecutive hits, and now Walt Weiss going to make the slow walk out.
You know, Walt wanted to get Eddie through this third, but it up to 62 pitches, just couldn't afford to let him try to finish it out.
You like the 30-second clock when it changes?
I do.
The conversation?
Yeah, I do. I do like that. You know, get the guys out there, get them back in, and let's play ball.
Absolutely. Pitching change. Tell you about it when we return. Mariners have drawn to within a run here in Peoria. Then giving the gift of summer at Safeco Field to one friend, give it to over 20 when you book a group outing to catch Mariners baseball. Together, you're going to enjoy discounted tickets and have the opportunity to purchase private hospitality and picnic packages. To secure a date for a group outing, log on to mariners.com/groups. Good crowd on hand here this Monday afternoon. Day's done for Eddie Butler, 2 2/3, 6 hits. He's given up 4 runs and a runner at second, his responsibility. A new pitcher is Brock Hunsinger, 27-year-old from Anderson, Indiana, 6'3", 200.
Signed as a minor league free agent with the Rockies back in December.
Good ball for a strike to Chris Taylor, who's twice grounded out the third. Hunsinger with Nashville last year, 43 games out of the pen, 4-4 with a 4.63 ERA. Brantley almost got caught in no man's land on a 1. Inning started with Cano grounding out. Cruz took a called third strike. Lind on a 3-2 pitch, towering home run to right field. Then on a 1-1 pitch, Gutierrez to the right of the batter's eye, homered onto the berm. Brantley doubled, and he's at second with 2 outs. Ball and 2 strikes to Chris Taylor. Kyle Seager getting today off. Joaquin Benoit be the next Mariner pitcher. Ball and 2 strikes. 2-2. Rockies have got a big day out of Ryan Rayburn, 3 for 3 with 4 runs batted in. Another run was wild pitched in by Felix in the first inning. Strike 3 call to Chris. The Mariners have a good inning. They get it done with 2 outs. Get 2 runs on 3 hits, nowheres leave them in. We've played 6 here in Peoria. It's a 5-4 Rockies lead. Joaquin Benoit will take over.
We are getting ready to go to the 7th inning between the Mariners and the Rockies. Dave Sims on the call today in Peoria, and joining him, Jeff Hewson and Mike Blowers. Reunited, the two of them came up together with the Montreal Expos through their minor league system. And guys, I am curious of your impressions of each other from back then. And Jeff, we'll start with you.
Well, first of all, Mike had no range at third base. I had to cover the whole left side of the infield. No, he had a very strong arm. I remember that because if it was caught, even if it was a fast guy, Mike could throw him out at first base and had good power. I do remember those two things about, and he liked to eat.
I like to eat. Still do.
He still do. He still does, yes. What about you, Mike?
Well, Jeff is one of the reasons why I ended up moving from shortstop over to third base. I originally signed as a shortstop, and at that time, Jeff, in Montreal, we had a bunch of shortstops that were prospects and good players, including yourself. So I felt that if I wanted to get to the big leagues and continue to move up, I better change positions, and that's what I ended up doing. But you and I played together for 3 years in the minor leagues on some really good teams, too.
Yeah, we did. We won a championship in 1989 in Indianapolis.
Yep.
Together in 87 in West Palm Beach, 88 in Jacksonville, Florida. And then I was traded in the spring of 90 over to Texas and kind of left you over there with Montreal.
Well, and then I was traded to New York.
Yeah.
And then finally to Seattle is where I ended up. So it was that whole thing. But, I look back on it, and I think about these kids that are here in camp now. We see a lot of them towards the end of these ball games, and I think back at those times. You and I, we put in a lot of work on those backfields that we show the fans from time to time.
Well, and that's the thing that I appreciate for whoever's putting on a uniform, whether it's a guy hoping they're wearing number 99 or 93. My first spring training, I was number 72. So I remember those days, but the hours put in during instructional league, all those coaches down in the minor leagues that really went to bat for you and helped you develop as a ball player. I still remember all of those guys going out there and just hitting fungo after fungo, throwing batting practice hours upon hours.
I'm sure you're just like I am, and when we come out to the ballpark in the mornings and we walk to the backfields, I always think about those days. And spikes on, walking back to another field to work on something.
And guys, I'm curious, as you go back to those fields now and you look at all those young, fresh faces and all of them thinking they're going to be the next Jeff Hewson or the Mike Blowers, isn't it amazing to think about what you were thinking then? I mean, you never even gave it a second thought that you weren't going to make it to the major leagues. I mean, that's what they have to think, right?
Exactly, and I think that's the best part about it is you don't realize how hard it is to get to the big leagues. But you never lost that dream. And now looking back on it, boy, man, did I really go through all that? I probably shouldn't have been able to make it. But I was too naive not to think I would.
Yeah, you need some of that, though, don't you?
You do.
You have to. You have to. And I know when I talk to the younger guys and the guys that are in A-ball, I tell them, don't try to get too far ahead of yourself. Just think about moving up to the next level. And then when you get there, then you move to the next level, because there aren't many people like Ken Griffey Jr. that are just going to fly through it and end up in the big leagues when they're 19 years old, or like Felix did, who we saw earlier in this game. Most of the time you have to go through those steps and just continue to work at it. And I stop all the time when I'm back there and I'm walking around just to watch them learn how to run the bases. The things that we talk about or take for granted because these guys are so good at this level, they're down there breaking all of that stuff down on a daily basis, and it's fun to watch them.
You know, it's a funny story that you just brought up, Ken Griffey Jr. I remember hearing a story Jay Buhner told about how Ken was brought in, and Jay, to talk to all those young guys. And Ken's like, hey, just go out there and have fun. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. You have a good time. You'll be fine. And then Jay comes behind him and goes, that's because it's that guy, okay? You're going to have to work your butt off, and you are going to have to work so hard to be able to do it. And, it was good that Jay went after Ken to say, everybody isn't, that incredible talent. And it is amazing the amount of work that these guys have to put in, and they make it look easy, but it's not.
Well, and to your point too, Angie, you have to have a lot of confidence in yourself. And I'm not sure with you, Jeff, but I know for myself, I think I was sent up and down maybe 3 or 4 times, and that could be demoralizing. You feel that you've lost this dream of yours and it's over with, but in a short period of time, you're right back in the minor leagues trying to work your way back to the big leagues, and hopefully, if you're one of the fortunate ones, you can stick around for a while.
Yeah, you have to be mentally strong, not only physically and do all the things you need to, but you have to have that that mindset that I'm going to run into some obstacles, but how do I overcome it, and what do I do to get better? And I think that takes you a long way in life too. It's not easy.
Fly ball hit to deep right field, and it's up on the berm and gone. Trevor Story with a home run to go with a triple in the first inning. 6-4 Colorado for Story, his 4th home run of the spring.
Also his 8th RBI.
And as soon as it landed on the berm, Benoit looked right at the catcher and said that was my fault. I think he wanted to get that down off the plate.
Trevor Story starts off with a triple, and now in his 4th at bat hits a home run to right field.
Hope to hear from Story in the next half inning as Tapia looks at ball 1. He's had a nice day. A bunt single in the 3rd. Hard hit single to left field in the 5th. 2 for 3. Like the way he goes after it.
He's aggressive. He'll swing the bat. Dropped the bunt earlier today, Tapia did. Taking a look at Trevor Story. Have a spring young man.
There's Cano. Throw him out. Brings up Ryan Castillo. Took over first base. Breaking ball from Benoit, strike 1. Martin, the center fielder, shading over towards right center. Tyler O'Neill, the new right fielder.
Remember all those long bus rides, Mike? I just think it's
called motivation.
Especially in AA. Holy moly, those were some long ones.
When you guys were with Montreal, their main spring training base was over Florida, right?
In West Palm Beach. Remember, we were even spring training at a high school. My first year down there. I think you were there. That's
in the minor leagues?
In the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah, Santa Lucia's High School. Wow. So we didn't even have this nice complex.
No kidding. Jeez.
In an auxiliary football locker room for I don't even know what their mascot was.
High fly ball towards the line. Sunglasses on. O'Neill drifting over. He's there to make the catch in foul territory. Highlight of the inning for Colorado. Home run by Story. This guy's having a ball. Rockies lead at 6-4. Four Rockies lead. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Jeff Houston with you here in Peoria. Joining us right now, starting shortstop Trevor Story, who had a whale of a game. He just homered. He tripled. He scored 3 times today. Pretty good afternoon. Feel good?
Yeah, I feel good. It was good to get out there again. But yeah, I felt great.
Sound like you just ran some sprints too to top it off, right?
Yeah, I was pretty pumped up.
Trevor, Jeff Houston here. What's this spring been like for you? You coming in, you know you have an opportunity, but you know, each day you go out there and it's a new challenge.
Yeah, exactly. You just said it. Treat each day as a new challenge. That's what I'm trying to do to the best of my ability. Not get too excited about one game, not get too down about one game. Just really take it day by day, and I think if I do that, then things will work out how I want them to.
So you're not putting any extra pressure on yourself and the opportunity that's presented to you? No. I mean, I know that there's opportunity here, but I'm really just trying to have fun with it. You know, we sat down and had a talk before the camp started, and that's all they wanted me to do, and you know, that's what I've done so far is just have fun with it. What's the biggest change in your game from when you were drafted first overall back in 2011 to today?
I would say just the consistency part of my game on both sides of the ball. And, you know, I've always been a hard worker, but my preparation is a lot more intense the past couple years. And, you know, I got a lot of that from Tulo, and, you know, Arenado's helped me a lot with that too. So that's really what I can give the credit to, my preparation.
You know, what's it been like being in the clubhouse locker room this spring with Nolan and Cargo and those type of guys?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, I think they're two of the best players in the game, and we have a lot of great veterans on this team. It's just fun to be around those guys and, you know, pick their brains and get to know them, and, you know, ultimately become friends with them and ultimately teammates with them. But yeah, it's been a blast so far.
Well, another blast today, home run, some power for you, but that's evolving as well. Yeah, I mean, your power maybe early on was more pulled. Now you got it to center field like we saw on Saturday, and an opposite field home run today.
Yeah, I'd say it's really just my approach that reflects that. I'd really just try to drive the ball up the middle. And if it goes out one way or the other, then that's great. But really just trying to drive the ball up the middle, and it's nice to see some of them go out.
Well, continued success for the rest of the spring, Trevor, and safe travels back to Scottsdale.
All righty, thanks for having me.
Had a heck of a day. 3 runs scored, 2 for 3, and 1 flyout he had in the 5th inning. He drove it to the track in center field. Here's Martin as we get back to the top of the Mariner batting order here in the home 7th. Down 6-4. Martin today singled last time up. 1 for 3. Mike DeMuro on the call, and Martin did not like that.
No, he thought it was down out of the strike zone.
Well, Jason Mott, the Rockies pitcher, signed as a free agent this offseason. Part of the revamping of the bullpen and bringing in some power arms.
Mott had some good run with St. Louis, particularly the 2012 season. He had 42 saves. Highlight of his career. Hit a 2.75 ERA, a 4.5 record. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. 2 away. And here's Ketel Marte. Ground out to short, 2 comebackers to the pitcher. Well, earlier, Jeff plotted out the Rockies rotation. How's that bullpen shaping up? I know that was an area of concern.
Well, and that's why Jason Mott, McGee, the left-hander, those type of guys that come in with some arms to lock it down. I know Jason, who just finished this inning, is going to be on the backside of it.
Okay, 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 8th. Colorado 6-4.
Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by First Bank Business. Whether you're trying to grow a business or start a new one, First Bank can help. And back in the desert, the Rockies have a 6-4 lead over the Mariners as we head to the top of the 8th. Jenny Kavner back with you in our Root Sports studio in Denver. Let's get you an update on Tyler Matzik. The left-handed pitcher was excused from spring training yesterday temporarily. Manager Walt Weiss says he thinks he needs to just take care of some personal stuff. It shouldn't be too long. Of course, the pitcher struggled with performance anxiety, diagnosed with that this offseason. Let's get you back out to Peoria now.
6-4 lead for the Rockies as we go to the top of the 8th here in Peoria. And for you Mariner fans, we'll be back on TV on Wednesday from right here in Peoria. 6-4 lead. Trevor Story with a home run in the 7th, and joining us right now, Mariner reliever Adrian Sampson, who went 3 2/3 of 4, hit 2-run ball. no walks, 1 strikeout. Adrian, good to have you with us. Give me your assessment of how you did today. What'd you think? How'd you feel out there?
Well, first of all, coming in after Felix, I mean, that's always a treat.
Yeah, especially for you, a local guy, right?
Oh, yeah. So that was, I mean, on the board we had a little different plan, but, I mean, when that phone rings out there, regardless of if you think you're a starter or reliever, I mean, you got to be ready. And, yeah, coming in after Felix was pretty neat. And the biggest thing I was thinking of is better not give up any of these runs. So, yeah, I got ahead right away and attacking batters. Little overthrown a little bit, but overall I felt pretty good. I was competing out there and had a good time.
Adrian, is there anything in this in camp that you've been working on this spring? Something new, maybe?
Not a lot of new stuff, but just refining stuff. I think I have good enough stuff to pitch in the big leagues, and if I can hit spots, have good command on all my pitches, throw pitches behind the count, I think I'll be very successful. My biggest thing is pitching into lefties. Sometimes I have the ball runs back over the plate, but yeah, today I was getting inside and it felt good.
You definitely have the stuff to pitch in the big leagues. That is for sure. Is there any certain plan for you as you came into camp, or has Scott Service talked to you about anything as far as what your future is going to be in here?
Not very much. I know they have me building up as a starter right now. So I just went about 3 2/3 right there, about 40 pitches. So I'm right. I think I'm right where I need to be on that part.
Is that what you want to do? Do you want to be a starter?
I mean, I want to do whatever I can to help the team win. You know, I could come out of the bullpen. I could start. I mean, I know we have a pretty good starting rotation right now, and not a lot of spots there. But I mean, whatever I can do to get up there is my plan.
Anybody want to say a shout out to back home?
Family and friends for sure. My mom's probably watching with a bunch of my family at a local watering hole in Issaquah. And Natalie Sampson's her name, and yep, she's very supportive for me. And my dad's out here right now. He was at the game, my high school coach. Definitely all my friends from high school, friends at college are probably watching the game at Bellevue College. Yeah, I mean, huge support from them. I get texts from them all the time, and that means a lot.
Well, you did a good job. You emptied your phone book. Good job.
I did. I got to make sure I wasn't missing anybody.
Boy, baby. Hey, Adrian, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, thank
you,
guys.
Good stuff. The pitcher for the Mariners, Matt Anderson.
But I just think that, you know, thanking all those people, it just goes to the point of how many people support you and are behind you and help you get to where you are in this game. I mean, it's unbelievable. The people that are just say, hey, keep going, keep working hard, proud of you, enjoy watching you play. And so you got to give those things to those people.
It's all inclusive. That was good.
Yeah.
He did empty the Rolodex.
Ground ball shortstop. Throw off the bag. Gianfranco Wawu, E6. Tailed on him.
We're talking about that earlier in the game, dropping down like that.
Did you see that where the elbow was?
Yep, elbow underneath it. That's typically what's going to happen.
Stephen Romero at first base.
Did I date myself with the Rolodex, though? Did I?
No. We're all in the same generation. Feel right at home, my man.
I'm just thinking all of a sudden, wait, a Rolodex? Man, what am I? 80?
As we've said before, hey, youngsters, Google it.
Right, exactly. I just remember that Rolodex at my parents'.
Sure,
yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
Chance for 2. And he turned. Well done. Home 8th coming up. Mariners down by the count of 6-4 to the Rockies. Mariners have a deficit to make up here at 6-4 Colorado as we play in the home eighth. Mariners will have 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup coming up. Hey, Mariners spring training baseball is live with the MLB.com at Bat app. Stay connected all spring with radio broadcasts, video highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone and tablet. Joy of a youngster at a ball game, having fun. It's been a good day to be out on the berm. It's thinned out a little bit, but it's been a good Sunday here this Monday, the 14th of March. Scott Oberg takes over on the mound for Colorado.
One of these other hard-throwing guys that'll be in the backside of the bullpen probably. Pitched a lot last year for the Rockies.
Well, you can tell you're at the midpoint spring training, because I thought Cano might be gone after a couple 3 at-bats. Here he is for this will be his 4th at-bat, he and Cruz.
And I'm wondering if maybe it's because both of them wanted to stay in there and get that extra at-bat. Sometimes they'll try to get you out of there after the 6th or 7th inning, but maybe they want to get another AB, so they'll ask to stay in the game a little bit longer.
Scott Service mentioned something about that. He expects that to start happening now once they start making some more cuts, and veterans want to make sure everything is sharpened up. Robbie today has bounced to short, fly to left, and grounded out to first. Deflection, bounced up, and Cruz caught it. That's why that little cheer flipped it into the crowd. 1-1 to Cano. Shortstop playing up the middle against him.
And for Oberg, fastball, curveball pitcher. I will say this to the people back in Denver on Thursday: he will not be rooting for CU, as he's a UConn alum, and they match up in the first round of the basketball NCAA tournament.
2-1 the count. Solid smash off the glove of the second baseman. Recovers and get Cano.
Joey Wong laid out for that ball. Just enough to just knock it down.
That's some play.
Oregon State product.
Tried to take his glove off.
Those are the ones you look afterwards, make sure that the leather's not ripped or the string's still attached.
That is some play. Here's Cruz. Breaking ball for strike.
Shaded into the hole. He only had time to half a step and dive, and just knocked it down and kept it close enough to him.
Ground ball smothered down there at third. And Nelson 2 away.
Chris Nelson, first pick for the Rockies a number of years ago, and then bounced around, was with the Yankees and a few other clubs, and now back, signed a minor league deal. He's one of those guys that you're around and you just feel better after talking to him, because he's got an upbeat personality, one of those fun players. And no matter how things were going on the field, he always had time to say hi, talk to you.
Nice.
Stephen Romero getting his first at bat of the game. Took over at first base for Adam Lynn. Lynn had a good day, 2 for 3, double and a home run.
Play him straight up. Center field taken care of by Brandon Barnes in a 1-2-3 inning thrown by Scott Oberg. 9th inning coming up. Rockies 6-4 lead.
Action, and it's Colorado with a 6-4 lead over Seattle. Well, don't miss the action when the New York Yankees make a rare appearance at Coors Field on June 14th and 15th. Get your tickets today. And we welcome you back to our Root Sports studios in Denver. Jenny Kavnar with Corey Sullivan. Time now for our steel power drive of the game. And I think it might have a little something to do with Trevor Story and his big day.
We talked about his power in the pregame, and he sets the tone early in his first at-bat. Second hitter of the game. He gets a fastball that tails just a little bit back over the plate, and he drives it deep to right center. Thing I like about it is he was busting it straight out of the box. He never thought it was going out of the park. He didn't care. He was running hard. Later in the game, he gets a slider, same spot. It's away. He drives it away. He doesn't try and pull it. He doesn't try and overswing. Lets the ball get deep and drives it out to right field. That's a great job by Trevor Story with 2 different pitches there.
Leading the team in home runs, leading the team in RBIs for Cactus League play. Let's get you back out to Peoria. We'll send it to Dave, Mike, and Jeff.
There's your line score for today's ball game that started back at 107, 76 degrees, blue sky, glorious day here in Peoria, Arizona. Rockies come in with a record of 6-6. The Mariners at 7-6. Rockies had lost their previous 2 ball games. Mariners had lost their previous 2 ball games to the Dodgers and Reds. New pitcher Casey Coleman. And Daner Morera is the new second baseman. And Coleman's first pitch in there for strike. Jackson Williams, backup catcher. He looks at his strike. It's 0-2. Pop up. Going back is first baseman Romero, makes the catch. And there's one away. Bring up Chris Nelson, third baseman. Jeff, what team are you most concerned about in the National League West? Is it going to be the Giants because it's the even year? Is it? And with I think with with Cueto and Samardzija, nice ad.
That is a good ad for San Francisco, and you look at we talked about Arizona and what they've done. I think the difference with Arizona and what the Padres did last year was Arizona got some pitching, and the Padres loaded up with more position players.
And they have since blown it up.
Yeah.
What do you think Dave Roberts will do in his first managerial
I
position?
think he'll do fine. I think it was a long time coming for Dave Roberts.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess a little surprised that he didn't get the job once
San Diego.
Once Buddy left. But obviously they had the reasons why. But Dave's a quality individual. Just talking to some people the other day when the Dodgers were in town, what he's brought to that clubhouse. Not to take anything away from Don Mattingly, but it's just a different voice.
Right. Even Don said, "Hey, it's probably time to move on." It was a mutual agreement. Don and the Dodgers parted ways. Here's a ball hit into left field. Tracked down easily for out number 2. Good pal out there, 2 outs. Don, of course, lands right on his feet. What? He was out of a job maybe 72 hours?
Maybe.
It's in Miami. And how about you'll get to see hitting coach Barry Bonds down at Miami.
That'll be an interesting dynamic down there.
So far, so good.
So far, the guys seem to appreciate what he brings to the table.
Great picture, I think, in USA Today recently of Don and Barry at batting practice at the batting cage. And can you imagine those 2 guys in a lineup at the same time? That could have been something,
Can
right?
you imagine the guys in the cage with those 2 guys standing watching you?
That's a good point.
And breaking down your swing.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, my. What are they going to say about it today?
That's a good point. Coleman ahead 0-2. Well, you see Miami more than we did. We were down there a few years ago. We loved the Yelich kid and obviously Giancarlo Stanton.
Well, and D. Gordon, what he did after he left the Dodgers, I think it's a lot of credit for kind of turning that around down there.
Last licks for the Mariners coming up, down 2 here to the Rockies. Lead for the Rockies. Last ups here for the Mariners here in Peoria. They still need opening day Rockies tickets. Guarantee them at a discount when buying season tickets for a 20 or 25 game mini plan. Dave Sims along with Mike Blowers and Jeff Houston from the Rockies telecast. Miguel Castro, the new pitcher for the Rockies. As you mentioned in the break, all arms and legs coming at you.
Yeah, big tall guy, 6'3", 6'4". Came over from Toronto in the Troy Tulowitzki, the Troy Hawkins deal, along with Jeff Hoffman and Jesus Tinoco. He made his major league debut last year when he was just 20 years of age, 20 years and 103 days.
Wow.
The third youngest player to do that. 4 saves and 6 opportunities, and then spent some time back down in the minor leagues, was up with the Rockies last year at the end. Yeah, a lot of arms and legs, but a pretty explosive fastball.
Looks like he has a slider to go with it.
Uh-huh. But the trouble, not the trouble, the good thing for him, the trouble for the hitter is trying to pick it up where that ball's coming from.
He is tall. Well, here's Tyler O'Neill. He likes the fastball and likes to hit it out of the yard. First at bat for Tyler. O'Neill, 3 for 4. Homer, 5 runs batted in this spring. Seems like he's got the heavy fastball too.
He does, and I was just looking in the meeting. He grew an inch over the winter. He's 6'5" now.
5 arm. Strike 3 call.
3 quick pitches.
And what you like to see, the last one well located right on the outside corner.
These are the pitches you want when you're ahead 0-2. He just dotted it.
There's Brantley, and they shift over to the right side for Rob. 1 for 2, double right center field. That was back in the 6th. I mentioned it earlier. Just picked up this week off of waivers from the White Sox. He's not up there spectating. He is swinging the bat. Got a short window, I guess, to try to make influence people, try to make this team somehow, some way.
Well, you're right, and he was standing on deck, and he saw 3 fastballs to O'Neill, so he was getting ready for it. It's still a late swing, though.
Oh, 2. Two pitch here to Brantley. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 2 down. Explosive fastball.
A couple impressive. I was just thinking about that last strikeout. His first one, he dotted the outside corner right on the paint. This time they wanted to elevate the fastball. See where the catcher's setting up? He wants it up high to change the eye level, and he did.
Chris Taylor, last hope here for the Mariners. And he finds a hole right side, base hit. Brings a tying run to the plate. It's going to be Boog Powell. Boog is walked, struck out, looking, and tapped back to the pitcher. First pitch to Boog. In there for a strike. Pitch running away. 1-1. Hitting stars for the Mariners today, Adam Lind. Homer. And a double, drove in 2 runs. Franklin Gutierrez, a home run and a single. He drove in 2 runs. And for Colorado, Ryan Rayburn. Double, 2-run single, and a 2-run single. Home run for Trevor Story. Another run was wild pitched in by Felix in the first inning. Two and two.
It just sounded heavy.
Yes,
it does. It does. Yeah.
It's not easily caught in just that soft sound. It's like a bowling ball. Try to catch that.
2-2 pitch. Just the second game for Castro. Leon Landry's on deck. Boo can keep this thing going. Off the catcher. Taylor was on the move. (6-4) Rockies. Powell represents a tying run. 3-2 pitch, 2 outs. Taylor runs, pitch.
Where's it going? It's a gap.
Into the gap, and it's run down, and that is your ball game. We'll step aside, come back with more, and wrap things up. 6-4, Colorado wins this ball game against the Mariners here in Peoria. We shall return right after this.